Jill Colvin, sadly, I want to begin with birtherism. It is a big, giant, loud distraction. It is also so insidious and so hurtful. Tonight, I asked Neil Katyal for comment, the veteran constitutional lawyer who has argued, of course, dozens of cases before the Supreme Court. And he writes this: "There are hard questions in constitutional law. This is not one of them. The idea that Senator Harris is ineligible to serve is, to use the technical legal term, half-witted and crazy. Article 2 of the Constitution sets out all the requirements to be president. You must be 35 years old, a resident of the country for the last 14 years, and a natural-born citizen. Senator Harris was born in Oakland, which President Trump should know is in California, our 31st state. I defended in the pages of the Harvard Law Review Ted Cruz's ability to serve back in 2016. And this one is even nuttier. Any president who floats such nonsense betrays his oath of office." So an unambiguous opinion from Mr. Katyal. Jill, is this an indicator that the White House has no other game, no other lines of attack, perhaps?
Well, the White House and the president's campaign have really struggled over the last 48 hours to respond to the Harris pick. As John and I reported yesterday, the president was really hoping that Joe Biden would pick one of the other frontrunners, thinking that he might have a better case to make against them, that they may make it easier for his campaign to try to portray Joe Biden as a radical and out of touch with the country, which is this argument they keep trying to make that isn't really sticking because of the fact that Biden, as well as Harris, really have been running and ran in the primaries as more moderates in that election. And so you've seen them struggle. You've seen really contradictory messages coming from the president's campaign. At one point, repeatedly describing her as the most radical person who's ever appeared on a presidential ticket. In another breath, saying that the pick has disappointed liberals who now aren't excited enough to turn out. And what you have the president here doing is really repeating the playbook that helped catapult him to the national stage, which is this birtherism campaign that he launched against President Obama years before he considered his own political career. And that took him years and years to finally denounce in the 2016 campaign. And to say denounce, I mean, it was a walk back, but a very reluctant one.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.